What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I've been looking at these comments in the comment section, and I've been asking a question, but I'm just going to ask it on a broader scope. And I just want somebody to give me an answer. None of Terrence Crawford fans would like to answer this particular question right here. The main question I have is, Crawford, since he's been a welterweight champion, who has he beat or fought that you think would even have a chance against Errol Spence? And has Errol Spence fought anybody since he's been a champion that would have a chance to beat Terrence Crawford? For me, it's easy. It's at least three, maybe four other people that Errol Spence has fought that I think would have a good chance against Crawford. I feel like Danny Garcia would have a good chance against Crawford. They 1-1 in the amateurs. He beat Crawford. Crawford beat him. I think Dennis Ugas would have a good chance against Crawford. He beat Crawford twice in the amateurs. Crawford never beat him. The Mikey Garcia that was on top of the pound for pound list that Errol Spence fought at the time he fought him would have a chance against Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford beat Mikey in the amateurs. Lamont Peterson would have a chance against Terrence Crawford. He would. Now, I can't say not one person Terrence Crawford has fought in a welterweight or any other division that would have any chance against Errol Spence Jr. So that'll let you know who been in the ring with the more superior competition in that division. And then I say Crawford claimed that Errol Spence rushed Kell Brook down from 160 to 147. That's a damn lie. Kell Brook fought Triple G in September of I forget what year, it might have been 2019 or something like that, or 2017, whatever it was. But he didn't fight Errol Spence for another 6 months. It was 6 months later, and he had the fight set with Errol Spence before Kell Brook took the Triple G fight. If I'm not mistaken, somebody bagged out the Triple G fight, and that's how Kell Brook got it on somewhat short notice. And I think he just went there to get some money. That's all it was. They didn't go no but about 6 rounds, and the corner threw the towel in, and Kell won the first 3-4 rounds. Just truthfully, he was doing good boxing until when Triple G turned up the pressure. His trainer didn't even let it get bad. Now, he must have just caught him good with a punch in the eye, but the fight didn't go on long at all, so it's not like Kell Brooks took a beating in that fight. He took a beating in the fight against Errol Spence. Errol Spence got a straight-up knockout against him in England. Not no TKO where the ref jumped in where it might have, could have kept going or not. No, Earl knocked him out at his own hometown and took his belt and brought it back to the United States. Terrence Crawford, he talking about Danny Garcia, how they gave him the welterweight title. You might as well say they gave it to Crawford too. The hell can Jeff Horn beat? Matter of fact, what you haven't even heard from Jeff Horn again since Crawford beat him, because he was garbage. That fight, that belt was taken from Manny Pacquiao by Bob Arum, and I really believe Bob Arum did that because he promised to get Terrence Crawford a Pacquiao fight. For whatever reason, they didn't have it. They stole the belt from Pacquiao, basically, in his last fight with Top Rank, and gave it to Crawford. Who? Crawford versus Jeff Horn. It's a C-level fighter, and that was an A-plus level fighter. Come on now. Tell me who y'all think Jeff Horn can't beat Keith Thurman. He can't beat Bud. He can't beat Earl. He can't beat Sean. He can't beat Daddy. He can't beat Kell Brook. He couldn't beat none of the top welterweights, Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Ennis. Jeff Horn ain't got a chance with none of them. None of them. He had no business with that belt to begin with. So, Crawford, why don't you speak on that? You got, not trying to go at him, but, I just didn't like the way he tried to disregard Danny on $1 million worth of game. Like Danny is a joke fighter. Danny just beat the guy you beat, Benavidez, more convincingly. I ain't bring that up. Crawford got a late TKO at the end of the 12th round. Come on, man. Danny didn't need no. It was a clear cut. Clearly, he dominated Benavidez, and Benavidez is a good fighter, but you're not gonna beat A-level fighters on one leg. After 5 or 6 rounds, it seemed like Benavidez's leg he started losing that. I don't know if it's strength or the motion, but you can tell after 4 or 5 rounds, he can barely move in that ring. So he got to damn near he almost like a heavy bag that punch back, but he can't really move. Come on, man. I like Crawford as a fighter, but all I'm trying to say is I don't think he got a chance with Errol Spence. I don't think he gonna be no different than nobody else, because all them guys Errol Spence been fighting was the top guys. They was the top guys in the amateurs, just like Crawford was. They the top guys in the professional rank, just like Crawford is. He just not fighting them. Or wait till they get beat up and knocked out and a lot of losses, then you fight them. So all I'm saying is I would like somebody to give me an answer to that little question I asked. I never get any type of answer from nobody. They always come with more questions. And it's clear who fought the better competition. So I would say Spence is gonna be way better prepared when the fight happens, because he ain't been on this seesaw. Good fighter, bad fighter, good fighter, bad fighter. He just stayed with good fighters. You can't tell me that Avanesian had any business getting a title shot against Terrence Crawford. The man fight once a year. You know how discouraging it gotta be for the guys that's in the welterweight division. Everybody can't fight Spence. And Crawford ain't picking none of these good Americans. He gonna find people from overseas who ain't got no footwork. Was the Mean Machine, was the Amir Khan, and Amir Khan was hanging in there. He just quit because a lot of these guys that's up in age and they're knocked out and got a couple of L's on their record, and Bud know it. They strictly in there to get a check. They gonna give you a couple of good rounds, and they gonna go ahead and lose however they gonna lose and go get their money, because they know the thought of glory and all that's gone. That's gone for them. Just like this thing with Terrence Crawford. He been complaining about the money pretty much all through the negotiation. It's been money, money, money for Crawford. If anybody want to be honest, he been complaining and bitching about it ain't enough money coming his way. Errol Spence I'm quite sure took money out of his own pocket to make this fight happen, because Crawford looking to get the biggest payday of his career. Errol trying to get undisputed. Errol want to fight. Crawford want the money. Crawford got what he want now. Think he got the money up front. That's what this all was about for him. Them $10 million, however much money they gonna get. That's his whole motivation for this. That was his whole stall technique. He wanted more money. Earl done got him whatever it took to make him happy. Now, Earl gonna get what he want when he get that ass in the ring. He gonna punish him. He's gonna punish him. And y'all gonna see a lot of y'all that just don't wanna be realistic. And I'm not saying, yeah, Crawford a good fighter, but it's levels to this game, and you can't tell me he ain't been fighting A-level competition. He got the title and ain't giving none of the guys worthy of a shot at try. You know how frustrating they gotta be for guys knowing this dude gonna have one fight a year, and he go pick the easiest guys he can get. That's why you gotta explain to you how good it is when people be complaining about him, and he gotta explain their record and stuff like that. All you gotta do is get one of the guys in the top 3 to 5, and you ain't gotta do all that. there's plenty of good fighters that deserve the chance at that belt. And even the guys that think they ain't sure if they can beat a guy, they ain't turning down no title shot. So the main thing I've been saying is when the fight start, this little 15, however many months Earl been out the ring, I guarantee you the people he's sparring with is better than Average Nation. I guarantee you that. So he ain't gonna be missing out on the little ring rust. These guys been fighting since they was kids. Earl will be just fine. I ain't got no worry about him. If he wasn't gonna be fine, he wouldn't have took the fight like that. He would have went and got him a tune-up, but he don't take tune-up fights. He fights. These guys with this tune-up stuff, that's a guy that just wants some easy money. So yeah, Crawford needed a tune-up. He couldn't just go in there and fight Earl, and he always got to do little. I just don't like this kind of, I just don't like that kind of shit. He do that was dirty what he did. Low down and dirty. He had that little smile on his face after he do. I cannot wait till Earl put hands on him, really, and make him stop the BS and either stop fighting or fight who you supposed to be fighting. Because it's just not right for somebody to have a belt fight once a year, then you go pick somebody like that. We got all these contenders out here. And then, so many people that don't really know what's going on. They see Crawford on TV in a title fight, beating up somebody. They figure he a hell of a stud, he a bad boy, but that's because they don't know nothing about boxing and don't realize this is a C or a B level fighter. You damn right he beating him up. He's supposed to. I'm ready to see him in the ring with another A level fighter. How he take that A level power. I done seen him get shook by little dudes. I done seen him run from post all. I want to see what happened when he get in the ring with Errol Spence. But anybody who watched this video, if leave me a message in the comment section and tell me who you think Bud fought that's on the same level as Errol Spence. And Amir Khan did the same thing Kell Brook did. He went up to fight Canelo and got knocked out. He had been knocked out 3 times before he fought Bud. Knocked out. And, he had 2 more fights. I think he fought Phil Greco and somebody else before he fought Crawford. But Khan was definitely damaged goods. I mean, he had been moving up and down and weighting. So, for me, not trying to go at Bud, but I'm trying to just let people know who keep saying, trying to tell me, Spence finna get punished. No, y'all finna get y'all hopes. Y'all finna find out that not that Crawford ain't good, but Crawford may, if he don't get hurt bad, he'll be a better fighter from this, because you ain't fighting the guys you supposed to be fighting. Stay on your level. That's what Spence do. He never leave he keep A-level competition in that ring with him. And that's the best way to be. So that way you ain't in for no rude awakening never, because you stay on the same level. You ain't on that seesaw like Crawford and a lot of these fighters. Keith Thurman was one. Keith Thurman always wanted something easy and something hard. Up and down, up and down. Errol Spence stayed right there with the top dogs, with the best in the division, and that's why I figured he not going to really have no problems with Terrence Crawford when they had his fight. As a matter of fact, I could see him controlling. Man, once he set that pace and get that motor going, Crawford is not going to be able to keep up with that fast pace. That Spence fight at that pressure and them hard punches, because all his punches are hard, the same power all night long. He going to break Bud all the way down. Similar to what Danny Garcia said, but I don't know if it's going to go that long, because Crawford going to want to fight once he get cracked. And who's to say he don't get knocked out in the second or third round and go home and get it, so he can get, and go home and enjoy that money. Because that's he got what he want, that money. And Spence want that belt he got, and he going to take it too. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.